Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. Guys, today we're going to dive into the altcoins. What I want to do is encourage you to take a look at this altcoin with an open mind, okay? I know what you want to hear. Everybody wants to hear that their coin is going to 50x, 100x. I get it. I want to hear that too, okay? But listen to me. I've been through 3 bull markets and I'm now in my 3rd bear market, okay? And I'm not saying I'm always correct, okay? But I know how these things go, okay? We're going to look at the coin from a technical standpoint. How many of you a few weeks ago, as your coin was going up 60, 70, 100%, was listening to the influencers telling you this time is different, super cycle, Bitcoin dominance is headed down, alt season is here, blah, 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 blah. And today your coin is probably down 50%, okay? Don't listen to the noise, okay? We're going to look from a technical standpoint, okay? I don't know about your fundamentals of your coin. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. We can't predict what may happen later, what partnerships may come in, what scandals may come up. We can't predict those types of things, but what we can predict and know for a fact are things like tokenomics, circulating supply, technical analysis. Those things don't change. So we can look at it from a technical standpoint and take a realistic approach to what this coin might do. If anything comes later, like some sort of hopium or some sort of deal or some sort of thing like that in the economy with your coin, where it gets worldwide mass adoption, great, that's a bonus. But be prepared for less, okay? Or be prepared for a more realistic target. The biggest mistake I made in my first cycle was listening to everyone else who said that my coin was going to 50, 60x. And as I sat here and watched it 10 and 15x, which was great, I didn't take profit because I was waiting on that 50x because I believed the narrative. And I wound up writing that coin all the way back down and round tripping it, right? I learned from that mistake. If you're not at least open-minded to hearing what a conservative approach would be, then you're only showing your inexperience in this market. So don't be inexperienced. If you are inexperienced, at least try to learn, okay? If I think your coin's going to 100x, I'm going to tell you that. If I think it's going to 5x, I'm going to tell you that. If I think it's going to 0, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to keep it real with you. I know I could get way more clicks by just coming in and shouting 100x, but that's not going to serve you anything good in the future. So let's take a realistic approach to these coins, and we'll see if we can figure out where a good bull market top is going to be. Let's take a look at the charts. Here we go. All right, y'all, taking a look at Synthetix Network, SNX. I'm on the weekly Coinbase chart. I've got all the good tokenomics lined out for you. Market cap, circulating supply, price, all that kind of good stuff. We're going to go through it right now. Okay, y'all. So this coin's been around for a while. It's been around since about 2018, early 2018. It was a very promising project. I remember this coin. I was around back then. I actually owned it. I picked it up when it got its launch on Coinbase. Did a really good run up, and it has just been down only since. So I'm not really sure what happened to this project, but it is not been one that lived up to the hype. You can see here in February of 21, you set an all-time high price of $29. That was also your all-time high market cap at $2.83 billion. And note, at the time, you had 115 million coins in circulation, okay? Then we had the bear market, big bear market of 21, 22. And then last cycle, a massive underperformance, not only in price, which sometimes you can have a lower price, but have a higher market cap, which means more money comes into the asset, but price doesn't go as high because you've had token unlocks or circulating supply dilution, market dilution, which you did have here. You increased your total circulating supply from 115 million coins to 330 million coins, so almost 3 times as many coins. But even aside from that, you only did a $1.67 billion market cap, which is 40% less than you did in cycle number 1. So you did a 40% less market cap regardless of the circulating supply. And that brought your price to a fraction of the all-time high. You only did $5.28. Currently, we sit at about 25 cents with an $83 million market cap, okay? If we fast forward to Q4 of 2029, which is when we project the next cycle top to be, this may be a little different. If you top a little later or maybe you top a little sooner, I know most altcoins topped in 24 last year. So 4-year cycle, Bitcoin topped in 25. So it'll be around here. This is pretty close. But by Q4 of 2029, you will have a circulating supply of SNX at 370 million, which again is over 3 times as much. It's actually 3.2 times more coins than you had at price all-time high. Therefore, for you to reach your all-time high price of $29, SNX will have to do a $9.1 billion market cap, which is over 3 times higher than your all-time high market cap. That's not going to happen. That is very, very, very unlikely to happen, especially since last cycle you did a 40% lower market cap. So what are the odds that not only do you do more than last cycle, but you do 3.2 times more than you did in your first cycle? Very, very unlikely. So my price prediction for this next cycle is $2.70. If you just repeated last cycle's market cap, not even your all-time high market cap, but if you repeated your last cycle's market cap at $1.67, you would have a price of $4.51. Okay, that's due to token unlocks and token dilution. But you wouldn't even take out last cycle's high. You would do only $4.51, but I actually think you do about 40% less. And I valued this at a $1 billion market cap. And at that price, you're going to have a price of $2.70. Now, I almost hate to say it because this coin just looks terrible. You have taken out your previous bear market's low, and not only have you taken out, you've taken it out by a long shot. You took it out by so far 85%. That's not 85% from the top. That's 85% below your last cycle's bear market. That is massively bearish, massively. And I don't think it's over yet, guys. There's a big imbalance right here. You can see this imbalance, no volume right here whatsoever. And you're hovering on that right now. And if you lose this level, if Bitcoin rolls over in Q4 like it usually does, in my opinion, you're going to lose this level and come down to this little weak area of support right here. Okay. And that could be your low, if not going lower. Now, one possible good thing here, that's going to put you at a price of anywhere from like 12 to call it 15 cents. If you can get this around 15 cents and then you actually run up to a $1 billion market cap and get a $2.70 SNX, that might actually be a decent risk reward at a 17% gain. I'm being generous in my opinion. Now, I'm looking at the technicals, and that's what I think you could do on the technicals. So maybe you do make it up there, but this has been nothing since the high, but a series of lower highs and lower lows. I mean, the entire way down to now almost 90% below your previous bear market floor. So I don't like this coin. I don't know that we even get here. But if the entire cryptocurrency market has a decent run up, I could see you getting there, which actually would make it a decent risk to reward here. It would technically be about a 10x from current price, but I would not risk it here. It is not worth the risk to me, especially when significant downside is very likely. So might not be a bad investment at 15 cents, but just be aware this coin looks nasty. It looks really bad. It is. The only reason this might be a decent risk reward is because it has been beat down worse than almost every coin that I have seen. So that is the only reason it might be worth it because it is just so unbelievably far down. Anyway, that's it. That is SNX. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. This certainly appears to be a dead project. But it doesn't mean you can't make a little profit on it. I just don't like it. I wouldn't risk it, but that is for you to decide, not financial advice. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, comment below. Let me know any altcoin you want me to take a look at. I'll put the tokenomics on them. I'll look at the dilution of the market if there's any, and I'll let you know what I think. I will see you guys next time.